Well, it wasn't how the Hawks wanted to enter the bye week after an ugly outing against North Mesquite, 52-28. The Hawks are now 2-1 in district play. Hello, everybody. Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Sportscenter Heath Hawk update, joined by my partner in crime, Steve Deere. And I don't really want to talk much about this game, Steve, but man, an ugly performance by the Heath Hawks. Obviously, a lot of worry coming into this game after a lot of emotional game on Friday before against Rockwall, emotional win. Might have overlooked North Mesquite just a little bit on Friday, but man, nothing seemed to go right for the Hawks.
Well, you know, I don't want to, I'll let you say they overlooked them. I don't want to go there because you can't get inside the kids' heads and know. There was indications, maybe some evidence out there that may have happened. But you mentioned one thing, and that is an emotional week the week before. And then remember, we had homecoming the week before that. 2 straight weeks of a lot of distractions, a lot of emotion. And I don't care if you're high school, pro, college, whatever. When you have that kind of week after week distractions and emotion and stuff, it's hard to get up every week. And so, yeah, there was some indication that maybe there was a little bit of a letdown Friday night. We saw it just wasn't quite clicking the way they have been. And some things going on that we just haven't seen over the last month or so. So maybe that was it. Emotionally tired, emotionally drained, maybe. I don't know. I do know that bye week probably comes at a good time.
And, of course, from Cloud 9 to back to reality, essentially, for the Heath Hawks, they're still greatly in great position here in the District 11 6A, but it was the Jacquez Gooch show. Well, we won't talk much about this game. Obviously, we want to throw this from the trash can and look at, but man, that kid can perform, and he was something else, and he just didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it last week on this update. North Mesquite's a good team. This is a team that went 3 deep in the playoffs last year rather. And they returned most of their starters, defense and offense. Let's not take anything away from North Mesquite. We can make all the excuses for Heath that we want, but the fact is that North Mesquite is a quality team. Their record may not really indicate that, but that's because their star quarterback, Jacquez Gooch, he's been out the last several weeks with a concussion. He came back this week, and when he's in there, that's a difference maker. He can run and he can throw with equal effectiveness. It's really a player that the Hawks have not seen yet this year. In terms of someone that has the dual threat capabilities the way that he does. And when he's in there, man, they just operate on a different level than when he's not. So, yeah, I guess you could say they got gooched on Friday night, but that's exactly what happened, and they ran into a really good team that had their star quarterback back.
All right, Steve. Well, it is a very, very important week for the Rockwall Heath Hawks. It is a bye week. There is no game this week. It's going to be a great time for the Hawks to heal up, get things right, get the offense flowing again, get the defense back on track. I know Coach Moss is going to have his hands full this week, and maybe kind of just take it easy a little bit, kind of re-rack, refocus. You kind of finished your first half of the schedule here now, and now things get real. This is a very, very important stretch coming up after the bye week for the Hawks. It is not going to be easy for them by any stretch of the imagination. So looking ahead to these final 4 games of the season, a lot to play for. He's in a good spot at 2-1, of course, but you still need to win about 2 of these next 4 games to clinch a playoff spot. So where do the Hawks go from here moving forward?
Well, first, yeah, the bye week comes at a great time. It's a great time to refresh the mind, to just rest mentally, physically, emotionally from a very draining, I can't believe we're already 6 weeks into the season here, 6 games gone by. So refresh from that, get healthy. By the time we were through with the first quarter the other night, we were down 3 defensive starters already and dinged up all across the line. And so get some of those guys back and get them healthy. We should be back almost at full strength by the time we hit John Tyler the next week. But man, I hope they get healthy because we're just now going to enter the gauntlet. Guys like John Tyler, Longview, Mesquite, Horn, Mesquite. There's no soft spot in the schedule. And we've talked about it all year, and even heading into this year, we talked about it with the Rockwall guys, with Coach Moss. This is probably the toughest district in the state. And that's almost universally agreed upon. I don't care if it's in the media or whatever. 11-6A is the hardest district in the state. There are no soft spots in this schedule. Coach Moss mentioned it last week. Nobody was going to go through district undefeated. Longview is the only one that still has an undefeated record. They're 3-0 in district, and I don't think that they're going to go undefeated. Somebody's going to knock them off. So Hawks have 1 loss now. They're one of only a couple that only have 1 loss. So they're still in good shape. They do have to come out of the bye week, though, ready to go. They're going to have to put it all on the field against John Tyler week 1. That's a tough house to play in. and John Tyler's going to come loaded for bear. They're going to be off of their bye week too, so they'll be fresh. And so we got to come out and be loaded for the next month and make a playoff push.
And of course, we'll hear from Coach Moss next week during the bye week. There will be no Rockwall Sportscenter update next week. We'll take a nice little break, give Steve some rest, give me some rest before the long stretch. Hopefully we go all the way to December. But you did mention John Tyler is next on the docket for the Rockwall Heath Hawks. And of course, last time John Tyler and Rockwall Heath faced off, it was in the third round of the playoffs when they were both 5A schools. Those were the Jordan Hoy days, and man, it was a Jordan Hoy for that one, but he couldn't pull out the win for the Hawks down at Baylor. So, like you mentioned, a very tough ball game coming up here. John Tyler obviously is very hungry for a win when they see the name Rockwall. They want to get a win because they kind of lost one against the Rockwall Yellow Jackets last week. So another chance to take out a Rockwall school is one on their mind. So it's not going to be easy at Rose Stadium. Of course, your only travels East Texas this year. Next year it's going to be twice, but John Tyler, not going to be easy.
No, not at all. That's one of those iconic schools. Tyler Rose Stadium. They just seem to churn out athletes every year, and this is no different. It's a very athletic team. They were state ranked for much of the season so far. They put 48 points, I think it was, on North Mesquite the week before last. Put 58 points on the board against Rockwall. It's a team that can score. They're excited.
And lost with 58 points.
Yeah, imagine that. So Hawks have to go in there expecting they're going to have to put points on the board, and defense is going to have to come up with some stops. But it's a fun place to play in. If you've never been to Rose Stadium, it's a million years old, I think. I'm not sure, but
a little older than you and I combined, I think.
Exactly, yeah. But they, it's a field that guys like Earl Campbell played on. Matthew Stafford won a state championship there. It's a historic stadium and fun to go play at. Kind of older and just kind of got that old school charm to it. Right across the street from the Tyler Rose Garden, and the roses are in bloom right now, so fun to go walk through there and see that too. Just a really neat road trip. So if you have the chance to go out there and see it, that's good. But then strap it on, because John Tyler, when they come to play, they will put it on you, and you need to be ready to play when you go in there.
And of course, the winner of this game will move to 3-1. The loser falls to 2-2. So it's very crucial that Rockwall Heath brings their best ball game of the season for this game, because a loss puts you at 2-2, and you kind of start panicking a little bit, and you start looking down the road and going, what's going to happen next? So things we get to think about during the bye week when there's no football going on this week, right? We look ahead to the future and see where's a W, where's a loss, we got to figure it out. But Heath hopefully can steal one in East Texas next week, because it does not get any easier for the Rockwall Heath Hawks. So we will tell you goodbye. There is no Rockwall Sportscenter update next week, so don't panic. We'll roll this one for the next 2 weeks, and then we'll jump on October 14th as the Heath Hawks jump on the bus, and they head off to East Texas to take on John Tyler. And, of course, you can find Steve Deere and his crew at www.rockwallisd.com if you can't make the trip out to East Texas. But we encourage you to do it. Bring the noise, bring the funk, bring everything. Dark Side calling on you. So any final thoughts? Obviously, you can get some time off, enjoy your Friday night. I'm sure your wife's going to be happy about that. So any final thoughts going into the second half of the season?
Yeah, you're right. The wife has already told me we will have a date Friday night. You will not make any other plans. So it's a week off for us, too. So at least for me, I'm sure. Well, no, it is for you, too.
The Rangers are playing. You told her that, right?
Yeah. Well, I've got tickets to Thursday's game, but Friday, it's all about the wife. It's all about good time for everybody, I think. You, me, Rockwall, Heath, everybody. It's a good time for everybody to refresh, rekindle, and get ready for the stretch run.
It's going to be a very, very exciting stretch run. We'll find out who the winners are in District 11 6A in the next 4 weeks. We'll have 4 playoff teams. We'll find out if Rockwall Heath is one of those 4. We're pretty sure I think they're going to be. We're putting the bets on. Yeah. So until 2 weeks from now, we'll see you later. Don't forget, go Heath Hawks. We'll see you Friday night. It's Rockwall Heath versus John Tyler from Rose Stadium. See you later, everybody.